Our report from Germany is sparking concerns over the health of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. According to a German newspaper, the 93-year-old has not been feeling well since he returned from his visit to the country in late June. Pope Benedict XVI went to his homeland to visit his ailing brother, who died shortly after. Since 2013, the Pope Emeritus has been living in the Vatican Gardens Monastery. With more details is Edward Pentin, Rome correspondent for EWTN's National Catholic Register. Ed, welcome back to the show. So good to see you again. So what do we know about Pope Benedict's illness?
Well, we know that he has a facial rash, Tracy, which is the medical term is erysipelas, and it's a sort of herpes or shingles on the face, and it can be very painful, but it's not life-threatening, and it can be treated with antibiotics. And it seems to have been exacerbated when he went to see his brother, Monsignor Georg Ratzinger, who's since died in Regensburg last month. And that's what made it worse. But as I say, it's not life-threatening. Although Peter Sewald, who saw him, and this is where the news came from, his biographer saw him at the weekend, and he said that he is extremely frail, and in fact that he's losing his voice, although he hasn't lost his mind.
Ed, what's the reaction in Rome to this report? Are people at all concerned?
Well, not really, because in the same report from Peter Sewald, he said that actually Benedict is quite optimistic about his health, and he says that he hopes to be writing again. And as I say, it's not life-threatening. It's not as though he's had some viral infection or some serious flu or COVID or anything like that. It's more it's related to his skin, and it's a bacterial infection, so it's not as serious as perhaps some thought it was initially.
Well, I want to turn to some other Vatican news. We know that Pope Francis appointed a new personal secretary over the weekend. Who is that secretary?
Yes, he's an Italian priest. He's an official in the Secretariat of State. He's in the section for relations with states. His name is Father Fabio Salerno. He's what's called the second secretary to Pope Francis. He has a first secretary who's a Uruguayan priest, Father Gonzalo Emilius. The Pope likes to change these appointments fairly regularly, and that's what he's done in this case.
Yeah, is it unusual, Ed, for a pope to change his personal secretary as often as Pope Francis has done?
Well, it is, Tracy. I mean, in the past, John Paul II and Benedict XVI both had long-serving secretaries, Cardinal Stanislav Dziwisz under John Paul II and Archbishop Georg Genswein under Benedict XVI. So it is unusual, but Pope Francis really wants to have a regular turnover of secretaries so that they don't become too powerful and too much of a sort of personality and a role in itself, an important role in itself. They're very much the servants of the Pope, and I think he wants to keep it that way, and that's why he's having this sort of high turnover of staff.
Well, Ed, thank you so much for coming on. We always appreciate your analysis. Edward Pentin, Rome correspondent for EWTN's National Catholic Register. Thanks, Ed.
Thank you, Tracy.